Hi everyone, long time no seen. I miss you all guys. Welcome back again with a new business studies lesson. Today we are going to continue our lesson about internal and external. How do you do Ahmed, Firas, Muhab, Hajar, Iman, Ryan, Julian? I miss you all my dear students. I wish I will see you very soon. Let's start our lesson today. You remember the last lesson we was talking about the internal and external communications, and we just talked about the effective communications and why it's important to our business, and we also discussed the difference between the communication methods. Also we discussed the barrier of effective communications, as you remember. Also we discussed the communication between one or more people using the internal and the external, and we just discussed the difference between the internal and the external. And we also see the cycle, the receiver response of the message, the cycle of the communicate, the receiver, the feedback, and the sender. And let's just have a review about the effective communication and how was the effective communication and what is the benefits of the effective communication. And also we just answer the activity 9.1 and activity 9.2, and we talk about the four type of communication: the oral, the written, the electronic, and the visual. Today we are going to answer the activity 9.5. Let's go to the activity 9.5. It is in page 127. So we have four types of communication method. We have the electronic, we have the visual communication, we have the written communication, and we have the oral communication. The oral, that the two ways communication, someone talk to another one, or just a meeting or interview face to face. The written as the letter, using the memorandum, the agenda, minutes of meeting, job description, purchase order, invoice, or company magazines. The electronic, you remember the electronic that we use the email, the SMS, all the electronic methods. Today we are going to answer the activities just in page 127, 9.5. As we see here, we see a type of communication: oral, written, electronic, visual. Enter each of the following method of communication under the correct heading in your table. I hope all of you bring your book and open page 127 now and just answer with me this question. First one, conversation. What is the best type of communication we have to use in the conversation? I think the oral one. I don't know if Firas have another opinion, or Ryan or Julian, but I think conversation we should go to the oral. The email, electronic for sure. Bar chart, the visual one. Meeting, the oral. Meeting means face to face. Two way of communication. The fax, electronic. The graph, visual. The interview, oral. Telephone, technology, electronic. Photograph, visual. Memorandum, letter, memorandum, written. Telephone, also electronic. Video conferencing, sure, electronic, using internet and using the communication network. Text message, notice board, diagram, letter, report. All these types should be organized in the tables. Question number 2. Identify and explain which method of communication do you use and why. On my opinion, if I am a director and I want to inform my employees, maybe I will send email for all my employees to inform or to tell them something about the business. To the workers, Maybe they are using the mobile, maybe they are using the SMS, some of the technology methods, I think. Okay, let's go to the next slide and see. Choosing the best method of communication. How to use the best method of communication. The choice of communication method and the medium used are important factors influencing the effectiveness of communication. When choosing the best method of communication, business need to think about, number one, how urgent the message is. So the first one is how urgent. These factors should be taken in mind before choosing the best method of communication. Number two, the length and complexity of the message. Written communication is best for long, complex messages, so that the receiver can read it over again to check they have understood. Number three, how many people need to receive the message? How many people? Letters might be expensive, but it is a good way to contacting many people. Emails might be another method to use depending on the purposes of the messages. Number four, how far away the receiver is from the sender. How far away the receiver is from the sender. Several methods could be used to communicate over long distance, such as email, text, phone call, or letters. It will depend on other factors, such as how urgent the message is and if the receiver has access to the internet or mobile phone network. And number five, how important it is for all receivers to receive the message at the same time. A meeting is the best way of getting the same message to everyone at the same time. If this is not possible, then the letters or emails could be used. Everyone will receive the same message, but not necessarily at exactly time at the same time. And number six, the cost of media. We are talking now about the cost of media. Letters are more expensive than the other methods because of the postage charge. However, email, text messages, and telephone calls are required investment in equipment and regular payment to the phone service or internet provider for the ISP. Sure. Number seven, how important it is to have written records of the communication. Number eight, if the message requires discussion, meeting, telephone calls, and video conferencing are always for people to discuss and debate a message. And the final figure is how confidential the message is. A letter addressed to the person concerned is the best method for communicating a confidential message. Okay, let's go directly to the activity 9.6, page 129. All of you, I hope all of you, my dear 7th grade, just open your book at page 129 and follow me. Right now, follow me. I can see you from here. Iman, follow me. Okay. Let's read together. Work in pairs. You should work in pairs. So talk to your brother or to someone of your family. Work in pairs to discuss which type of medium of communication might be the most appropriate for each of the following circumstances. You must justify your choice, not just tell me I choose the oral or the vision. No, justify your answer. Number one, a warning to a worker about a poor quality of their works. A warning to a worker about the poor quality of their work. In my opinion, I will choose a letter, an official letter. Why? Because I will keep this copy in his file in the future. This is in my opinion. I don't know if you have another opinion. Number two, complaints from customer. Complaints from customer. I will choose now conversation or meeting. Why? Because I need to sit with the worker and discuss why this complaints happen. Why? Do you have a circumstance? If there is something happen, So I need, before I judge the workers, I need to hear from the workers why this is happening. Actually, if the workers is doing well in the past. Number 3, promotion opportunity to be recruited internally. I choose the email. When I need to inform a large number of employees or workers, I go directly to use the technology, like an email, like a web page, or a Facebook page for all the company or all the business to inform all the people. Okay, let's go to number 4. A 25% sale price reduction. Maybe I use the email, social media, website, electronic to announce about this production. This is need to be announced to all my customers. So to get to a large amount or large number of my customers, I should go to one of these methods. Late delivery of components from the suppliers. Maybe I choose the oral sometimes or electronic. It depends. A customer who has not yet paid for goods supplied for 2 months, maybe an electronic. Maybe I'll go to the letter. It depends on your opinion. 10 production workers who are to be made redundant. I will use the oral one. Explaining the plans for futures to the business or workflow. The best way to do that is an interview. The marketing manager wants an assistant to provide him with the past sales data. Maybe I use the letter. And final, number 10, a record of the discussion is taking place in the monthly board meeting. So the best one is interview or meeting. Let's go to the next slide. We go directly to page 130. To the case study, Google's approach. All of us know Google's. It is the most expensive. It is the most expensive trademark in the world. Google. It's cost billions of dollars. Okay, let's read the case study now. Maybe if I was with you, I will tell Ryan. Maybe, please read for us the case study. Let's read the case study. Effective communication. So Google company, this huge company, is choosing a method of communication to communicate its workers. How far? Google's approach to effective communications. Every single week, Google has a meeting known as TGIF. Senior executives will stand up and tell the assembled workers what has happened over the past week. Some of the information which is shared between senior managers and workers is never shared with the public. More importantly, there is an open session where any employees can ask any questions about any aspects of the business. Okay, let's have the question here. What meant by effective communication? Here is the meaning of effective communication. Effective communication means information passed between two or more people or groups with feedback to confirm that the message has been received and understood. This is the effective communication. B. Why is effective communication between senior manager and worker important to business? Because, I just write here, because effective communication in this case means that all managers' objectives, instruction, regulations, and goals are surely understood by the workers. So we use let's say the oral method, just sitting on the desk, talking with each other face to face to make sure that all the regulation, all the instructions, all the objectives, the view are or has been understood through the workers. The final question is C. Do you think Google achieves effective communication with the employees? I think yes. Why? Because they stand up and tell the assembled worker what has happened over the past week, and just sharing their opinions with the workers, it gives a very, very strong experience to all the workers. I think Google company is the best. I think they are the best in this type of communication. Let's go to the next slide. We have today the communication barriers. What do you mean by communication barriers? What do you mean by communication barriers? Okay. The communication barriers, when we have seen the importance to a business of an effective communication, we have also seen that different messages require different methods of communication. However, choosing the best method for communication between two or more people does not guarantee effective communication. Barriers to communication can prevent the message from being received or understood by the receivers. How communication barriers arise, a problem or incentives communications. Problems with the channels of communication, problems between the sender and the receivers, and the problems with the physical environment. So let's talk now about if any of the barriers effective communication are present, then this can cause a number of problems. This can cause a number of problems. Let's discuss now. Number one, tasks are not completed. The reputation of the business may be damaged. The level of worker morale and motivation falls. Higher risk of accident in the workplace. Poor sales. Recruitment and selections problem. Let's go directly to the slide that talks about the problems of the influence of communications. Number one, task not completed, as we see here. The first one, tasks are not completed. Number two, task done incorrectly. Number three, business reputation damaged. Number four, workers' moral and motivation falls. Number five, risk of accident in the workplace. Number six, poor sales. Number seven, wrong type of worker recruited. These seventh are the problems of the ineffective communication. This is the problem of ineffective communication. At the end of this, at the end of these slides, let's talk about how communication barriers can be reduced or removed. Number one, make sure that the language used is appropriate to the receiver. Number two, keep the channel of communication as short as possible. Number three, the sender must always insist on receiving a feedback as shows that the message has been received and understood. Number four, the sender must use the most appropriate medium for the messages. Physical barriers such as noise should be removed. This happens when the two people have conversation. And finally, management must build a culture of trust and respect between all employees. I hope you will answer the homework activity 9.8 in page 133. Guys, each book you have at the last hardcover, you will find a CD. If you open the CD, if you just open the CD like that, just go to this PC and try to open the CD, just open. Okay. You will find source data. Click on source data and go directly to section 6 because our lesson is section 6. And you will find the questions here. You can find the questions. You can find the question about the chapter that we take. You will find the questions and the answers of the question at the last of each chapters. So make sure to use the CD that you will find in your book. I think it does not respond now. Anyway, I hope you will find this lesson is useful. Don't hesitate to contact your best teacher, Yusuf. I hope to see you soon, guys, because I miss you so much. Goodbye and see you soon.